I would not say significant. Look, I'm going to be honest. I got friends in my circle that have already made, like upwards of $20 million and they're under 30. I have friends that are dealing with significantly bigger problems than I, so I would definitely not put myself yet in the range of significant business success. But I can say that I've generated some momentum that I'm happy to say. Um, for me, man, like I have such clarity. I say this to everyone. You really need to spend time writing out exactly what you want your day to look like to the T. Like, are you lying down and sleeping on satin pillows? How many pillows do you have? What car? How many cars are in the garage? Who's cooking the food? Is it you? Is it your girlfriend? Is it your wife? Is it the chef? And what kind of food is it? Is it steamed? Is it fresh from the farm? Like, what kind of food are you eating? What time are you waking up? What color is the curtain that you're opening? What are you overlooking at? Are you in the city? Are you in the suburbs? When you have that level of specificity, it's so much easier to just keep pushing. Because for me, like at 24, I'm like, man, like I know I have a strong conviction on the kind of life I want to live and the things I want to create. So I want to make sure that every day I'm taking some sort of step towards that. And if I'm genuinely aligned with that, then there's no reason why, I shouldn't wake up excited. And of course, there's days when it's hard and you're tired, but those are the days when I know that people would quit. So that's when I really just kind of go harder. So that's what drives me to keep pushing forward. It's that clarity. Oh man, this is a work in progress, man. I already annoyed my mother today. I had a chat with her because I annoy a number of people because I'm so ruthless with protecting my time. But to be honest, I don't even think I'm as ruthless as I should be. I think I should be way more ruthless. I think I need to be even better at protecting my personal time. When it comes to managing relationships, one thing I've gotten better at is when I'm sitting down, having dinner with someone face to face, like, whether it's a friend, whether it's whatever, I try my best to make sure, like, I'm focusing on you. It's me and you right now in this moment together. And that really excites me because it's like, we have this moment and we're going to be looking back in years to come being like, what a moment that was. And we got to create that right now. We get to always create those moments right now when you're with the person right then and there. So yeah, it's a work in progress, but yeah, time blocking, using Google Calendar, being intentional with the days you can spend time with friends or personal relationships or family, and being intentional with the times of the week or the days or the months even where it's just exclusively hustle. And those times are lonely, but I think there's a mental callousing to, making sure that you're working consistently by yourself for many occasions, because you can understand that it's just a short-term sacrifice for a long-term heaven. But particularly when I was starting at 18, 19 years old, entrepreneurship was extremely difficult for me mentally because it was just hard. It was so new, it was so foreign to my environment. And, it definitely caused me to distance myself from many friends. But it's funny, many of those friends now are starting their own things, or they're doing their own thing or trying their own thing, or they now respect it because they've seen me stick with it for 5 years. Clientele Boosters turned 5 this month. Happy birthday, Clientele Boosters. Glory to God. So, still a work in progress, but that's my little rant. Personal time and relationships. Yeah. To be honest, just jumping into it. Like you just got to jump into things. When I got featured in the paper in 2020 for marketing, I barely knew how to run Facebook ads at that time. But I generated so much momentum because I spoke to so many people about social media and that kind of stuff that we were doing for them. So you just got to really jump into it first. Because I was the same thing. I was not a creative director. I remember like using the snapper, cut thing. I didn't even know how to use that till like 2-3 weeks before I was on set. So you kind of just got to make the decision, and then you got to really be aggressive in figuring out the way to build that bridge to it. So you want to think with the end with the means in the end, or the end in the, you want to think of the end in mind. So if this is the goal, great, that's the goal. Irrefutably, that's the goal. Write it in stone. How are we going to get there? you gotta really stick to it and figure that out. And that's been my approach. Could I give a lot more technical stuff? Yes, but it's really just having conviction on, is that really what you want or what you're aiming for? And if it is, well, you better find out what kind of inputs are required to get there. And you got to put that cowboy hat pretty much and, just fight the world and, build and fight. Yeah, to be honest, I'm a bit more desensitized to stress for good and for bad. You know, some people might say for bad, but I'm grateful that I have multiple, but the main two, obviously, my agency, Clientele Boosters and Kursat, be my main businesses. I'm grateful that I have multiple businesses, quote unquote, because it makes me a more skilled entrepreneur. And I'm fortunate that those two primary ventures are within the realm of marketing. But it's also a deterrent because, you know, like sometimes I'm like, I wish I was only doing my agency because I would be making 200K a month by now. And I'm not in revenue. But I know I have the skill set to do it right now. I would not be surprised if I got to 200K a month in less than 12 months or 6 months. And we're not even doing 100K a month right now. But that will come earlier. Right? So it's like, for me, it's more the pressure I can feel, but that's responsibility. It's like you want a certain life, you get pressure. Like it makes sense to me. I understand the trade that comes with it, and I don't run from it anymore. For me, it's just making sure that every day I can wake up and make decisions, not just for the betterment of Dami, but for the team. And oftentimes it's for the team before me. Nearly always is, because that's true leadership. Leaders eat last. Shout out to Simon Sinek, right? So, yeah, it's just understanding what you signed up for and being grateful for that contract. Because not everyone can even have the opportunity to be a leader. Who has the opportunity to run multiple businesses? All of us, but who actually is in the mud and fighting in the war and, you know, in throwing javelins and, you know, trying to win and conquer stuff? Not everyone gets the opportunity to be in the arena, to be a gladiator. I see myself as a psychological gladiator, and I'm so grateful for that. It's so exciting, even though it can be extremely difficult, and it usually is. But what better way to live? I want stories to tell my 5 children one day, you know? Personal brand we're building. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you know, follow dami.okadara on Instagram. And then Dami Okadara on TikTok as well. Dami Okadara on YouTube. Some of you a lot of you will probably watch this on YouTube. And Dami Okadara on LinkedIn as well. As Ty Lopez said, I had an interview with Ty Lopez about 2 months ago. You know, it's just the evolution of the personal brand. It's the way the world is going. It was once dynasties, kings, families, last name. Then it was corporations. And now it's personal brands. Look at Mr. Beast. I literally had this conversation today with someone in the sunny coast in Australia. Look at Mr. Beast. Look at KSI. Look at Logan Paul. Look at The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. It's personal brands, guys. You know, it's brand product distribution now. It's no longer just the corporate entity that's been withstanding for 100 years. They still obviously have, you know, significant fortitude, but it's now so much more about who can build the biggest personal brand. I think it's obvious. I don't even want to go too deep into it. I think it's very blatant why it's essential. And for me, yeah, I'm using it to obviously build more of a name as a marketer and business person internationally. But, you know, there's some other industries I want to get into when I'm older. So I think that's the preparation for that, to have a personal brand that I can then add a layer on top of in terms of business opportunity and sophistication.